Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Akashic Rose with Sabrina Dawn. I hope that this video finds you all well. So I have a question for you. So have you guys been doing anything creative or anything that, if not creative, but just anything that you haven't done before that you were putting off? This isn't really too creative, but I've been edging my decks. So what that means is what it means is just adding color to the edges. So like this deck, this surrender deck, came silver and shiny on the edge, and it's really pretty, and I just really love that. Same thing with this deck. Okay, so my favorite deck didn't have any edging, and I would have loved to have done a rose gold, but I can't find a rose gold metallic marker yet. So I did bronze. I'm so happy. And then for the Starseed Oracle by the same people, I did silver. So it's kind of like a matte. It's not like that shiny silver that this one is, but it's still, I actually kind of like this better. And it matches really well, especially with that matte color. So I don't know, I thought I would share that, and I would love to hear in the comments, like just anything that you've been doing that's a little bit different, or something that it's either creative or, just whatever. I would love to hear about it. Okay, so all right, well, let's begin. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Angel Tarot. Oh. Everything was shuffled beforehand. Okay, so the Ace of Swords, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Okay, we're going to pull from the Sufi deck, which actually I'm going to be doing some edging on, because I love this deck. So let's see. Finding the path. You are the driver and the navigator. I believe this was picked on one of the first videos that I did. All right. And it does, with an exciting new path. With an exciting new opportunity, change your life now. This is the Ace of Swords. I'm sorry, Ace of Wands. It says Ace of Fire, but it's Ace of Wands in regular tarot. So finding the path, you are the driver and the navigator. Okay, so I just want to get out more cards, and then I'll do the reading. So now I'm going to use the Work Your Light Oracle. Oh, it's so pretty being shuffled with the new colors. Yay. Oh, okay, hold on. Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. There's a very clear message coming here. So this is the Angel deck. I don't remember. Oh my gosh, I don't remember any of who it was. I don't have the box. There's no box with it, so I just don't remember right now. But it is a deck that I do enjoy greatly. I'll show you the back. I got it off of Amazon. Let joy and love be your guide. Sounds like something an angel would say. Okay. All right. Okay, so what I'm hearing, so it's kind of funny that I started this off with like, what have you been doing that's creative, or anything that you've been doing. It could be something business-wise. But I was thinking mostly creativity, which to me, the Wands suit in tarot is it's like fiery passion and creativity, and all of those wonderful things you get from the root and second chakra and third chakra. So And if you see, it's all those colors. And then with the green and the heart, so bringing the heart into what you do, right? Let love and joy be your guide. So I'm feeling like for the people watching this, that they have some creativity brewing inside of them, or an idea for a new career, okay? Or an idea to get out and do something that's different. And I'm feeling like they're kind of like what I'm feeling like I'm feeling like they're showing me like a face that's feeling kind of shy, like afraid to be seen. Afraid, not of failure, but of being judged, or putting themselves out there and it not being received well. Like that's the kind of energy, like the face that they're showing me is showing. So like that's what it speaks to me. So but you're finding the path. And recognizing that you are the driver and the navigator is good. But you know, with this card, you are the driver and the navigator once you are aligned. This color is green. It's like the heart chakra. Once you are aligned with love and joy and you let those be your guide, then it's time to share your voice. But beforehand, it could be that you could be, you know, if you're coming from a place of fear, that's ego. Excuse me, guys. Notice how the throat chakra is going? Expressing yourself authentically out into the world, communication. So yeah, the throat chakra is how, like, you know, you would, you know, get this out into the world. So, and I just have to say as a side note, that I fully get it, because I think I've said this before, you know, the idea of, you know, doing a YouTube channel was not mine. It was the angels, and it felt right, but it scared the bejeebers out of me, and quite frankly, it took me months to be able to do it, and then months to be able to show my face, and it took the coronavirus and not being able to see my spiritual community to get me to do this. So in a way, I am grateful for that. But yeah, so I get it. So this, but what I'm hearing though is that there's many people in the community that's watching this, in the collective, okay, that feels this. So, and I'm hearing very clearly, share your voice, come out of the cave. But do you see how the pyramids in the background are pointing upward? Again, so isn't this green tower, right? With, do you see this like pinkish color wrapped around that? Let love and joy be your guide. But it's time, when you align your will with the will of the divine, it's time to change your life. And it's like, this feels like really like grandiose, like not grandiose, like really big to me, right? Like that's change your life now, you know. Changing your life now can be like a minor little step. So just as an example, I started taking little steps back in July by you know, watching more YouTube channels, seeing like what is out there, how do you do this. I started trying to understand the technology behind it, because I am not I have a hard time with it. But then so these were all little steps that I took. But then with my personal account, I uploaded my first video. You know, then a month later I uploaded my first video on my personal channel. So I took little steps. So changing your life now doesn't have to be some big drastic change. There's a saying that came out in one of the readings that I did back in, I think, like November or December, that said, grow as you go. So you don't have to be a master. You don't have to understand everything. You don't have to be perfect at it. You can grow as you go and take little steps. And that is changing your life now. But allowing that passion and that love and joy be your guide. And another thing that I'm hearing is that we can often, it says share your voice, come out of the cave. And so what I'm hearing is that be mindful of what voice you're listening to within your head. One of the things that I'm picking up is that, you know, there's the voice of the ego, and then there's the voice of love and joy, of your passion that wants you to have a new beginning, to have that Ace of Wands, that fiery, new creative energy that wants to burst forth. Okay? And the more that you let love, you listen to the voice of love and joy and of this passion that you have inside of you, the more that you will be listening to the voice of the angels and of your authentic self. But the part of you that feels doubt and fear, or hears a negative voice like it will fail, it's not going to do it, I don't know how to do it, all of that, that is the voice of ego. That is the voice that's trying to hold you back from expressing yourself. And often if you hear that, you can think of like, you can go in and do inner child work, because often we've heard things like that grow, like from our friends, you know, like as kids, you know, or being bullied as a kid, or, you know, maybe you were around a parent and the parent thought that about themselves and never fully expressed themselves authentically, you know, with a passion like that. And so you kind of picked up that energy. But whose voice, the choice is right now to share your voice, and what voice are you going to listen to? Because either way, you're expressing yourself. So that's what they're showing right now. So either way, you're expressing yourself. And how do you want to honor yourself? How do you want to express yourself out into the world? Do you want the voice of doubt and fear to run the course? Or do you want love and joy and who you are and who you're meant to gift to the world be your guide? Okay. I've shared this with many people, so I apologize if you've heard this before. I get afraid before every reading that I do, personal readings. And I've done hundreds. So it's, you know, I haven't only done 10 or 20. I've done hundreds, and I've done them for years. So it's natural to have fear, and it's natural to be afraid, but, you know, go at your own pace. But it's okay to not fully identify with that voice that you're hearing that has the fear. So if I did that, then almost every single reading, I wouldn't be doing a reading. So what I do is I just kind of use that mindfulness techniques to kind of recognize that that is a voice. That fear voice is a voice that I don't have to identify. I can make the choice whether or not to attach an emotional story to what I'm hearing, which is fear. I don't look, you know, like like just things I'm thinking about the YouTube channel, like things that, you know, I was hearing. I've gained too much weight, you know, like all of this stuff would come in, right? And it's like, I'm like, you know, how may I serve? The question that I ask myself is, how may I serve? And that gets me away from, you know, I've gained too much weight, or what if I intuit things wrong, or if I receive them wrong, or what if, you know, I can't do this and I shouldn't do this. And it's up to, you know, it's up to us to not listen, to make the choice to not listen to that voice, and to push through it. For me, it hasn't gone away. It has quieted, but it hasn't gone away. It happens before every YouTube reading, as well as the dailies. So, you know, I heard somewhere, and I don't know who to credit this to, but I heard somewhere that, you know, a path that's right for you is going to push you beyond your boundaries. It's going to make you feel that fear. You're going to feel that bubble in your stomach, or that knot, or the voices are going to be activated, because it's meant to make you grow as a person. And if you're thinking, how may I serve? You are getting out of the way and allowing the divine. You're aligning your third chakra to align with the will of the divine, and you are co-creating together. So that's what I'm hearing. So if any of you are at home kind of wondering, you know, how can I express myself? And it could just be creativity, not necessarily like a purpose, vocation purpose, like a job. And who knows, it might turn into that. But, you know, just having a little bit of fun, allowing yourself to play like that. I'm just feeling like it's just the people who are watching this, the collective, I feel like want to burst out. There's a part of you that wants to burst out. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, now this is the self-care deck. So what can you do, the collective, do for self-care to help nurture sharing your voice and connecting with love and joy and letting it be your guide. What a perfect group of cards, because you're finding the path. I mean, that's to share your voice. And let love and joy be your guide, because you have a new beginning that wants to start. And what can you do with self-care to help nurture that energy? Okay, they're saying stop. Oh. It's kind of interesting, huh? I love this card. Aromatherapy. So for many of the people watching this collective, getting into the space, what I'm hearing is that you see how, like, you know, the scents are all around. It actually looks like a big, beautiful rose. That's beautiful. Yeah, I love roses. So, but that to me is like the symbology of what's around her now, which is a beautiful scent, right? But that scent is supportive. So for some, it could be that, you know, start getting creative with your essential oils if you have them, or your incense and stuff like that. But what I'm also hearing is one of the things to nurture yourself is she's meditating. Do you see how she's going into another space and she's connecting? See the yellow? It's connecting to the third chakra, right? Right here too. Connecting to the third chakra, which is that aligning your will to the will of the divine and moving up your self-esteem, right? Like your self-confidence, and recognizing that with the divine and love and joy as you guide, you are the driver and the navigator. And one of the ways that you can do that is by putting a beautiful scent in your home. So if you have something creative, light some incense. Like, let's just say, we'll use painting as an example. So let's just say you want to paint. You know, set up the space. You can burn candles. You can, you know, diffuse essential oils. Put essential oils on. Actually, before every reading, today I put on rose. How appropriate, huh? So today I put on rose. I sprayed Florida water. So for me, that is actually a big piece of everything that I do. In person as well as before these readings. But I'm also seeing like lots of fruit and greens. So I know that this is meant to be about aromatherapy, but I'm also hearing that you can nurture your body by eating better. Okay, so nurture your body, smell what you smell, what you're surrounding yourself with, and go within. Going within. And I also wear lots of crystals to support what I want to do. So this is moldavite. This moldavite helps me connect psychically. It just opens me up and gets me more into an immediate place. So I put that on. So if you have a crystal that you want to work with, let's just say if you're trying to bring out that creativity, you could work with the second chakra, the orange crystals. So carnelian is a great one for that. If you want to align your will and be the co-creative, you can do honey calcite, tiger's eye. I'm not sure if tiger's eye is the third chakra, but you know, look up what chakras are good for the third chakra, what crystals are good for the third chakra. And another thing too that I had to learn is that don't be afraid to make mistakes. Like I just made a mistake and I just corrected myself. I started training to do professional readings in 2007. And my biggest fear at that time was making a mistake. What if I tell someone the wrong thing? You know, what if I get it wrong and I stand there and they're looking at me like, no, that's not true. Well, now I start off every reading. If anything doesn't resonate, please let me know so that I can look into it further or see if I've interpreted it wrong. Or maybe it's something that you just can't remember, but you'll remember later. So, but I'm not afraid of that anymore. Because I don't have to be perfect at it. I have to just do the best and ask, how may I serve? How may I do this the best that I can do it? And that fits for absolutely everything. Whether you are working at McDonald's, you're working in a computer industry, if you're working as a doctor, if you're working as a psychic intuitive, a healer, working with animals, how may I serve? Because there's something inside of each and every person that wants to serve, and you have your own unique voice Share your voice. Come out of the cave. You have your own unique voice that's you. So there's hundreds of angel readers. There's, lots of Akashic Records readers. There's just lots. And for the longest time, I thought, well, it's, everybody. But I had to come to terms with that. The way that I receive the angels is authentic to me. And I can share my voice. And if people resonate with that, that's great. If not, then there's other angel readers, right? So it's like, sharing your, even though there's all these other angel readers, I had to recognize, and I came to terms, it took a long time, I had to come to terms with the fact that the angels were coming through me in a certain way that could reach certain people. And one of the ways is I do like to encourage people to receive the angels in their own way. That's a really important message that I often tell people. Just because I see Archangel Gabriel as male does not mean that if you see it female, it's wrong. How you see it is exactly right. So, we all have our own voice to share, and so don't you. So, as the deck says, now go work your light, let love and light and be your guide and express yourself through your heart, because you have a new beginning that's waiting. Okay? All right. All my love. All right. And I would love to hear anything that you're doing or get inspired to, if you get inspired to do. Okay? All right. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.